How to stop overthinking. Hey everyone, it's Noor and welcome back to my channel. Let's get into it. Well, if you want to stop overthinking, you have to learn how to be present. The only reason you're actually overthinking is because you're anxious of the future. And instead of actually accepting the now, living in the present, and not worrying about the future, not worrying about the past, then you're always gonna overthink. Because guess what? Our brain loves to control things. And what tends to happen when there's a thing you cannot control? You start overthinking. You start stressing. So you must realize that since you cannot control the future and you cannot control the past, there's no need to stress about it because it's not gonna change. Another thing, you must ignore the how, the when, and the evidence. You must understand that every time you go through a situation, your brain is gonna come up with these three things: how it's gonna happen, when it's gonna happen, and show me where is the evidence that it's going to happen. Well, I'm here to break it to you on what you need to do when those questions arise. The first thing, when your brain thinks, well, how is it gonna happen? All you gotta say, it's not for me to worry about. You know why? Because God is gonna handle it. This is the mentality that you need to have, because the how is gonna lead to overthinking. Another thing, when is it gonna happen? Oh, when is it gonna happen? You know, you're trying to achieve your goals. Oh, when is it gonna happen? When is it gonna happen? When is it gonna happen? You should get to a point where you no longer emotionally depend on seeing reality. Because the truth is, when you believe that it's already happened onto you and you believe that you already received it, it's just like time hasn't caught up yet, that it's all gonna be good. So change your perception and believe that it already happened for you. And in order to do that, you must give yourself permission. And I know it may sound crazy, like, what do you mean? You know, like, that just sounds like pretending. No, because you need to match that frequency mentally before you actually acquire it physically. Imagine if you're trying to reach your goals and you're like, oh, when is it gonna happen? What if it's never gonna happen? You know, you may get to that point. Well, guess what? You really think you're making it easier for yourself? No, you're making it harder. Whereas if you say, no, I already have it, it's just time hasn't caught up yet, I'm gonna get it in due time. How better is that? That is gonna make the situation so much easier for you, and then eventually it's going to happen because you're thinking positive about it. And the third is that your brain is gonna try to search for evidence that it's going to happen. And again, you don't need evidence to know that it's gonna happen, but our brain loves to attach to things so that it can boost its ego. But the reality is, you don't need anything right now to know that it's going to happen. Another thing, you stop overthinking by trusting in God. You gotta trust that God has the best plan for you, because at the end of the day, His plans are better than yours. And even if you may have a plan for yourself, I suggest you put it in the hands of God and tell Him, God, this is my plan. If you think it's suitable, let it happen. If not, let your plan be done. And I'm telling you, when you trust in God, nothing is gonna be able to make you anxious anymore, because faith cancels out anxiousness. It cancels out anxiety, it cancels out worry, it cancels out doubt. When you have faith and when you trust in God, you see a better outcome. So there's no overthinking. Whereas if you fear a worse outcome in the future than in the present, this is when overthinking comes. So always have faith in God and believe that the best is yet to come, and then you will get the best. Another thing to stop overthinking is you have to program your brain to think for solutions instead of dwelling on the past and the future. If something tragic happened in your life, instead of, dwelling on it, stressing about it and going crazy, no. The first thing you must do is think of solutions. Ask yourself, what is the solution for it? And then your brain is gonna expand and is gonna try to think for solutions. So if you're ever put in a situation you don't like, or let's say something happened to you, you have 3 decisions to make, and you must make one. There's no way out, because it's better to make a decision than to not make one. Number 1, if you're in a situation you don't like, this is your first decision. Change it. The second thing is remove yourself. And the third thing is accept it. And I'm telling you, that's gonna help you tremendously. If you don't want to overthink anymore, you also need to avoid triggers. And what does it really mean to not expose yourself to triggers? It means, don't put yourself in situations or in an environment that can potentially cause you to overthink. It could be, you hanging out with toxic friends, you hanging out in a toxic environment, you engaging in a certain habit, like whatever it may be, you need to recognize that, okay, I'm not gonna put myself in this situation because I'm trying to prevent myself from overthinking. So noticing that will help you manage your overthinking. I'm telling you, identifying what causes you to overthink is also important, because now you're taking some time off, and I'm not telling you to run away from it, no, but at least you're you're not overwhelming yourself. And the last thing you must do in order to stop overthinking is you have to engage in physical activity. When you exercise, there's a particular hormone called endorphins. Now, when this hormone gets released into your body, it reduces stress and it improves your mood. And it's obviously gonna make it easier for you to stop overthinking. So when we say, exercise, you have to run or you have to go to the gym or engage in a sport, like you engaging in physical activity can also improve your mental state. So always exercise, at least 3 times per week, at least. And yeah, with that being said, that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed and I hope you guys learned something new. If you want to see more videos, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and make sure to follow me on my socials to stay connected with me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.